Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show. Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
And anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, USA. Hope everyone is doing well. Sorry about the late the late start. Had a lot going on, a lot of technical difficulties going on, but it don't matter. We are here broadcasting live from the brothels of Mumbai, India. So please get your cup of coffee or a cup of joe or your tea or a nice firm piece of boutte because today we have a wonderful show for you. But first, before we begin, we want to shout out some of our faithful people who's in the chat already. First, we would give a big thank you to the great Black Reset for his Cash App. He says there can only be one, and it's definitely not you, bro. Roger, can we highlight that? There can only be one. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Much appreciated. Shout out to Ron LSP. I don't know, Tunnel Runner checking in. Buenos dias. Hope you enjoyed those banana pancakes. Shout out to Inspirational Truth. Floyd Thompson from Chicago. Hope you guys are doing well. Chef Mike. Hope everybody's doing well. Shout out to my New York brother, Mr. Sims. And also shout out to Jerome Payne. It is always Jerome's fault. So, and shout out to Afro Merchant Chant. You were talking slick yesterday, bro. You might get some heat today. So, while we're here, I'm going to begin with something that has been going on in the NBA for a long time. And fellas, it has to stop. So without further ado, and shout out to Guillaume up there in Canada in Snow Bunny Heaven. Further ado, let's get it started. What happened in Miami was not just a game of any game. What happened in Miami was a concerted effort between the NBA to attack one of the greatest, if not greatest, basketball players we have ever seen. It was not just a hot night. It was not just, oh wow, Bam had a career night. No. What happened in Miami was a full-blown assault on one of the most sacred, iconic, historical moments in basketball history. Because for 20 years, 81 did not belong to just anybody. 81 belonged to the myth, the legend, the GOAT, Kobe B. Bryant from Philadelphia, PA. It belonged to that part of basketball memory that people just don't touch. Just like that mystical 100 game that Wilt Chamberlain supposedly have, certain things you just don't touch. But no. On March 10th, 2026, Bam Adebayo walked into the Acacia Center, dropped 83 points. Miami beat Washington Wizards 150 to 129. My God. 150 to 129. I guess they were out there playing Girl Scout basketball. And suddenly the record book said Kobe 81 was no longer second all time. Bam, a center, not even a scorer, also set the record for 43 attempts. Not even Shaquille O'Neal has gotten to the line 43 times, people. Now, let me tell you right now, that is where the argument starts, but not where it ends. Because if you are a Bam fan, know what, you should get out. You're probably saying points are points, histories are history. Deal with it. But if you're a reasonable person, you're probably saying, hold on, wait a minute. Slow it down. Don't tell me these two performances are the same. One is the no frills Captain Crunch. That's $1.99. And the other one is the real Captain Crunch. And that's what this podcast is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Not just the number, but the meaning of the number. Because some records sits in the books, and some records live in the soul of the game. And for a whole generation of fans, Kobe's 81 was that record. The greatest scoring match we ever saw. Because nobody ever saw Kareem's 100. We were told that. It was recorded that. Just like the moon landing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe in the moon landing, you believe in 100. Because both things I would say never happened. So, you see, folks, here's the problem. Younger fans don't always understand this part. And so do the older fans. Because your Dr. J fans, your Michael Jordan fans, they don't understand something that is crucial to the story. Before all the debates, before all the documentaries, before the mythology hardened in stone, Kobe Bryant was the guy people kept pointing to as the heir apparent, according to ESPN. Kobe Bryant was supposed to be the face of the NBA as soon as he stepped on the hardware at 18 years old. Jordan was getting old. Magic was traveling around the world dealing with his HIV. And there was nobody else that really was the face of the NBA. And here comes this young kid from Philly. Amazing talent. Jerry West says the best he's ever seen. But because of his footwork, the fadeaway, the scoring obsession, the defense, the mean streak, the obsession to dominate, that is what 81 stands for. That is what the second greatest scoring in history stood for. And a resume to back it. 20 seasons with the Lakers, 5 titles, 18 All-Stars, 10 the first defensive rankings. But Kobe was never clearly loved. And see, here's the problem. Adam Silver, the NBA, never really loved Kobe. And that's the point of this. Was he admired? Absolutely. Was he respected? Absolutely. Was he feared? Absolutely. More people feared him than Michael Jordan. But was he loved and embraced? No. And that's what this is about. This is about erasing a man that we don't like, that didn't drink with his friends, that didn't go party, that didn't wasn't kissing the media's behind. So this was a way to attack him, to erase the significance of what he meant to basketball and what he showed over basketball. So let me get back to it because I'm gonna deal with you. I'm gonna deal with this chat in a minute. You see, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. Kobe's story was never smooth. Even during the dynasty years, even while Lakers were winning titles, there was tension. There was ego. There was a Fat Shaq feud. There was a battle over whose team it was. And who mattered more? Who was driving the machine? Who deserved the credit? Who deserved the power? You see, Phil Jackson was an idiot. Because at the end of the day, he should have said, this is a car with two steering wheels. Shaq drives the first two quarters. Kobe dominates in the last two. If that would have been done, we would have no problem. But Magic and his filthy HIV lips had to say, well, the plays run through Shaq. And then when the rumors came that Kobe can't win without Shaq, no one defended him. But when we say the same thing about Jordan can't win without Pippen, people go berserk. Old timers go berserk. And you want to know something, Chicagoans? Derrick Rose was the best player that ever came out of Chicago. I said it. I said it. There you go. I said it. You see, now for you younger folks who are willing to listen, you reasonable people who are willing to listen, where does all this come from? Why do you think, oh my God, this man is amazing? However, why nobody loves him? Why nobody cares about him? Why doesn't he get the respect that the others before him got? Well, ladies and gentlemen, in 2003, Colorado happened. Kobe image took a commercial hit. McDonald's did not renew his deal. Nutella moved away from his sponsorship. The man lost $45 million in sneaker deals alone. And on top of that, Kobe was worth $400 million at the time. And he was at risk of losing half to his wife, and she divorced him. On top of prison charges. And you know what this man did? You know what the greatest basketball player of all time did? He went out and dropped 60. He went out and dropped 50. Now, people talk about no, they don't. They don't love Kobe because if Kobe's not number one in your mouth, you hate him. According to ESPY, Kobe is one of the most hated, was once most hated NBA player. That's according to ESPY. So before you come up here and say your narratives that are false, bring the facts, gentlemen. Bring the facts. Now back to the story. Because a lot of Kobe fans believe Colorado did not just hurt his sponsorships. They believe that it probably changed how comfortable the culture was to fully crown him the GOAT. And I believe that. I believe that because even during the Oscars, there was petitions to write and say, take the Oscar back because you're supporting as a person. Even during this death, the first thing that happened was Gayle King classified him as the R word. That is a wound that is the wound that Kobe Bryant has inflicted. Then we have this BS where Bam comes and not only scores 80, he scores 80 to 280. He scored, I don't know, he passed 81. Because Kobe's 81 was not just some random stat line, that game was scripture. It became one of the most performance people talked about and they saw in a dream. The NBA and major outlets treated it for years as one of the greatest individual scoring performances ever. Kobe's 81 was fury, control. It was one man grabbing the game by the throat, turning it into a legend. So when this D3 band player, class low-ranking Saiyan, came in here and scored 81, you not only tarnish what it means to be a scorer, but you have poo-pooed on the game. Shame on you, NBA. Shame on you, Adam Silver. Shame on you. So, let's get back to it. So, what I'm going to say in closing is this. Oh, and just to add a little spice to the ice cream, and then came Michael Jordan. And this is where a lot of Kobe fans got even more annoyed because Bam later said that Michael Jordan reached out after the game and told him congratulations. Wait a minute, Michael. Kobe is supposed to be your guy. But you moved your filthy fingers to tell this man congratulations. While this man has tarnished your guys' meaning of history. And see, and this is another thing, guys. All these guys from Chicago that talks about Jordan, bro, look at this. At the end of the day, Chicago guys are out here talking about I ride with you, but they're giving your competition props. Shame. I see we have a guest up. I wasn't finished, but okay, creator. What do you have to say?
No, I'm just listening to you, and you asked why Kobe was heavily disliked, right? And we can say that. We just say as a celebrity, and we can say as a basketball player. Now, as far as him, his love within his family, we ain't worried about that. But why he was disliked as a celebrity, I think when he came in, right, it was this notion, and it's not just Kobe, it's just these people, right? There are people who you feel like they just snobby, and you just, I don't know, you just proving like you do zero wrong, and here you come wagging your finger and lecturing me about what I need to do right? He kind of just seemed like one of those energies. And not only was he one of those energies, for real, he had that beast in him, right? To where I'm going to wag my finger, and if you say something about it, I hit you in your mouth, right? So he kind of it's one of those energies too. So now people will want to fear that from afar. They're not going to fear it in his face, right? And when you have a lot of those fearing from afar, that's what creates that energy. So now, life is going to prove when he ran into this Colorado situation, right? That proved all the people that felt that way. So now here's this heavy, here you are. Even if, let's just say, God bless the girl or whatever, what happened. But let's just say, for the sake of, it did not happen at all. But just because those accusations are now out here, you have to fight the charges. It ain't like the charges going to be, oh, my bad, and you know what, nah, my bad. All right, even if they dismiss, these charges now sit in the minds of, again, you're a celebrity, they sit in the minds of people. And especially the wave of people who already wanted to see your downfall as a basketball player, even within your own community. and see your downfall as a celebrity, right? So that is the energy. So it really didn't have anything to do with his play, and I think that's where after Colorado, he kind of had the energy to let me prove myself because all I have at this point is basketball. I have my family that's beginning. Hold on, brother. I didn't nobody interrupt you, please. I ain't gonna be that long. I mean it.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, so now he has to. So this is the fight that Kobe to me. I was one of those who never really liked Kobe, but I had to respect his game. Now Kobe individualized, we not hanging. I don't want to hang out with you, right? You probably got. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things you're just not gonna let me do, and you will not understand the places that I be, and it's okay. I get it, but my imperfections and he measures his imperfections as better, I guess, than my imperfections. And I think it's that energy, not him as a person, but just that energy that he exuded. Even after that, he went clear, square boy. You know what I'm saying? As much as he possibly could. I'm just cutting anything that was ratchet, ghetto, deplorable, low class. I'm not of it. I don't want to have nothing to do with it at all. And he stayed square. Whereas the people like Kevin Garnett, Kenyon Martin, Iverson, even Shaq kind of dibble dabble, could kind of be them. They could be mistake. They can have their mistakes and not be scrutinized as tough. I think Kobe put himself in that realm. And when he put himself in that realm, instead of people just focusing on the basketball first, he put himself on, I'm the man, and yeah, you ain't, and that's his energy. And when it backfired, he wasn't prepared. He was physically, mentally, he was not prepared for the pushback of the same people that was supporting him and was rah-rahing for him. So that's my half take on it. And, I think all your stats and your take to get out of here, excellent. How you rendered that down, but that's how I feel about it. Hey, what up, Roger?
Before you go, let me ask you this one thing, right? So we see that Michael Jordan was supposed to be a Kobe guy. And we see that when he asked about the GOAT debate or who's better, LeBron or Kobe, or, congratulating Bam on the 83, shouldn't Michael Jordan be trusted?
So first, it's about the game of basketball. It's about the team, the Bulls, the team, the Lakers, the organization. Now, the individual that came and we just say it's me and your team. We hype that Jordan is promoting the game of basketball as Jordan has always been that type of a diplomat. He's never pushed back on anything of the game. He kept it. He's always kept it basketball. Now he's transitioning over, smooth transition over to NASCAR. And now winners win. You can't say nothing about it. Winners win. So, hey, Jordan, even coming from him as a winner and then supporting somebody else's brand, which he was a part of, I'm totally with it.
Okay, 1 second. Roger, we got a super chat. Roger, we got a super chat. Want to put it on the board? Shout out to Brunk for the 1999. We really appreciate that, brother. It funds the strippers that we have during the halftime show. So Brunk says the fact that Steve Nash won MVP over Kobe in 05 and 06 tell us everything we need to know. You can't ignore that. Nash even beat out LeBron for MVP in 06. Hey man, hey, it has always after 03, it has always been an effort by the NBA to tame Kobe Bryant. If Colorado would not have existed, we would say Kobe would have more rings, and Kobe would be considered to go over Jordan. How do you feel about that comment, creator?
Again, I think we should keep it. If we keep it basketball, now the NBA is. So if this is my team and Steve Nash was in the league for a lot of years, almost got there. We talking like a pin hair away from really getting it, and they never did it. So I think that was a ode to all of Steve Nash's hard work at an expense to Kobe's what he was dealing with. That'd be my take on it.
Well, see, here's my problem, and but you never really answered whether we should trust Jordan or not. But here's my situation: the basketball is not basketball. When we talk about professional sports, we're talking about stories, right? There's a reason why LA and the Celtics have the most championships. There's reasons for this, right? There's favoritism, there's backdoor deals and things like that, right? Because at the end of the day, we're selling a product, right?
Exactly.
We're selling a product, right? So
what's the number one selling jersey? The number one selling team, we'll say the team sells the most jerseys.
I guess the Bulls, right?
It'd be the Lakers.
Okay, Lakers. So, but my point is this, right? My point is this. If public opinion pushes back on the guy that you're trying to push forward, right?
Right.
In public opinion, then the NBA's gonna, the NBA's not gonna push that. For example, right now we can see LeBron James, right? LeBron James, you can see the criticism, you can see the pundits going after them. 5 years ago, it was blasphemy to say anything negative about LeBron. But look at it now, right? Because now people are rejecting LeBron. They want something new.
Well, he's in the crest of his career. He's been carrying the league. I mean, golly. Literally, the man's grade up. I mean, he should have been gone. But who else, again, has the capacity to carry? You can say what you want. Who else could even handle the scrutiny that a LeBron could take, or Kobe could take, or Jordan can take, right? Or Iverson, or any of these guys, because that come along, certainly you get the money, but what come along while we signing these contracts is the fact that my life is public and you can scrutinize me on a daily, hourly basis.
Well, I mean, Ayesha Curry could take it, so I guess Steph Curry, because she loves when she gets attention. Shout out to all the Curry fans.
That's a whole nother conversation. And why these NBA players? What type of women are you choosing? But I ain't gonna get into that right now. But what type of woman are you choosing? And what type of handlers or people do you have around you at this point and stage in the game of financial literacy that you put yourself around people that don't set you up for your future immediately? Like, who you got around you for real?
Well, I mean, but Ayesha, to be fair though, Ayesha was before the NBA, right? She was the girl. She was a girl in the neighborhood. She was before all that. So you know what I mean. Curry was just trying to get what he could get, because at the end of the day, she was just like the pretty girl in the neighborhood. But going back to this, so should Bam be congratulated for this? Even though like the Washington Wizards were having a tanking season, and they literally fouled him to help him get to keep scoring.
I mean, I'm gonna still celebrate it because if it's the rules of the game, if it's fair in the game.
You're borging.
What's that?
You're borging. You're breaking up. Maybe you want to log in and log out.
Okay.
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
It's okay. It's better, but still borging.
Breaky uppy. Okay.
Hold on. Oh no, they're saying no. They're saying you're not. Go ahead. Maybe it's me.
So again, Jordan. So if it's our brand and anybody was a part of our brand, you can criticize the brand, but at the end of the day, this still has to function into the future, and it's part of your future as your pension. So if you're gonna down this thing that is your brand, like good, bad, different, or whatever. It's like being a part of the Army and then hating being a part of the Army, even though you receive veteran benefits. Like, you can still hate it, but the government's not going to be like, well, because you hate us, you don't get these veteran benefits. It don't work like that. Now, though you do have the right to criticize, I just think once you get started into something, especially the NBA, you should be invested. But the NBA should also participate in a level of knowing that these men and women will be criticized. harshly. And back in the day, it was a little bit different. It was a little more controlled back in the day because you didn't have these all the pundits and panelists that you have of today. They were regulated through the different TV stations, right? Through the different you had NBC, CBC, CBS, right? That's it. That's what you can get. And then cable comes along. But even still, it's regulated. You got to pay for this. Now you got the internet. Everybody, even me and you sitting here right now, can now give our truth, words about how we feel about whatever. We don't have to wait until 5 o'clock or noon and to these TV stations that we was sitting in front of. So I think, that's a dynamic that you now have to plan for and plan to deal with as a business. Because the NBA has to know that, the numbers in the stadiums are not so great as they have been. And this is not going to, help it in some realms. And in some realms, it is going to help and assist. I just think they need to expand and be a little more global, not in the people, but I think in the reach and the reality. Like, I think that's to me with the NBA. So do I trust Jordan? Yes, I'm going to trust Jordan to support the NBA like he always has. He's never thumbed his nose at or done anything to damage the brand of the NBA because of his love for not Adam Silver, but the man before him.
Well, I think Jordan's going to trust the NBA because he, that's his meal ticket. Not saying that he needs the money. He's a billionaire. I'm not saying that. But because he doesn't need the money, but that's still kind of his meal ticket. But the one thing that I really did appreciate from him is giving congratulations to a sham. That was a sham. 43 times to the line, 43 field goal attempts. That's a sham. Shaq, that's the most in NBA history. Shaq couldn't get that much.
That's true, and that was Hack-a-Shaq. It was deliberate.
And you had a Hack-a-Shaq. And that's a sham. Kobe Bryant, when he scored 81, he had 20 attempts at the free throw line. 20 attempts. So at the end of the day, again, that's why we're talking about legacy and the attack of legacy. Because at the end of the day, I think this is an attack on Kobe or Kobe's legacy, to still try to find ways to erase him, to put LeBron over him, to keep Jordan at top. That's what I think. I think Kobe gets disrespected.
You talking about Kobe and Tim gets no talk about. Tim Duncan gets zero play in anybody's ride.
Because Tim Duncan, you're an asshole.
Yeah, what?
Tim Duncan just isn't that guy. But let's move over to Great Black Reset.
Man, hey, you gonna give me the proper respect, sir. That is not my name, sir. That is not my name, sir.
The floor's yours.
I'm here to save this discussion. The discussion is the attack on Kobe Bryant's legacy. We ain't talking about Tim Duncan. We ain't talking about nobody else. This is a direct attack. This man shot the ball 86 total times, man. 86, 43 field goals, 43 free throws. They were fouling him at the end of the game, giving him more time. The other team was fouling him to give him more time. And they were getting blown out. Yeah. When have you ever seen two teams collaborate to help one guy get this many points? It is arguable to say when Kobe scored 81 points, if he would have made one less basket, they would have lost that game. They needed every point. Every point Kobe scored was in the flow of the game. Every point he scored was needed. He scored in every moment that they needed because nobody else was stepping up to the plate. This was an utter embarrassment as to what happened with Adebayo. Anybody could have done that. Literally anybody. If you put me on a basketball court and you foul me and put me on the line 43 times, and you allow me to shoot the ball no matter what position I'm playing, I'm going to score 80 something points because you're creating opportunities for it to happen. Not only are the Wizards tanking, they're helping other players on other teams to break records. Bro, the Wizards need to be removed from the NBA for this. This is
Y'all
horrible.
better get y'all points. Y'all better get y'all money out there. Y'all better go to the Wizards and get them stats.
They need to be. You know what? They should lose their lottery pick this year for this foolishness.
Yeah, there is a problem with that. But see, this all goes again. This all goes to the corruption. That is Adam Silver. This all goes to the point of erasing Kobe because he's not liked. Bro, he's just not liked in the NBA. He has very few friends in the NBA. He has very few good people to talk about him. Jordan used to be his homie, used to be his ace, but now, you know what I mean? Right? It was all good a week ago, but now Jordan up here singing for the other nigga.
They trying to save the brand, man. It's not about. To me, I'm just saying. I don't think it is an attack on his legacy because of the number, but I think Black just explained it. There's no way that Bam has the capacity that Kobe had. He doesn't have the impact that Kobe had. Now that was it was organized, whatever it was, but I think that was more of a business move by Adam Silver than it was, or Adam Silver and the teams. That was a business move, which is a problem because it's like, where's the competitiveness? Even though you guys are losing, you shouldn't deliberately show that we're not even going to try. Like that's just one. It's like you quit and go call the high school team if you feeling that way. Because at least they may lose, but they're not going to try to lose.
Okay, I can accept that. I can accept that as a fair point. Was it a business move? Was this a move to get players to be as good as yesteryear by doing things that allow them to score over 81 points or something like that? I can buy that. Maybe yeah, I can, maybe it wasn't about his legacy as more so a business move to entice more people to watch the NBA. Because we do know under LeBron James NBA, the viewership is down, right? Viewership has been down since 2010.
Yeah, but it's really going down. Not only that, I think we're harboring these unattainable goals or stats. I mean, we can literally make up a stat about whatever. But some of the stats, I think, is again. So those of us that's really into basketball, been watching it for years, and really been involved with it on a different level. It's changed. Even the fan base has changed. I'm sure you see it. The true fan base has now changed. It's gone global, and it's okay. It is what it is. So I think now, because we original fan base, right? They don't need these bulldozers anymore. They can go somewhere else and get these other bulldozers. And what we think is lack of success is maybe successful in other areas that we don't see, if that makes sense, right? Where more purchases are made online, they can actually we can get real statistics. So if they buying jerseys and they're not even going to these games, they're not even packing these stadiums, then who would you at some point start to cater to? You're going to cater to your client, the client that's going to spend the revenue on merchandise, and it almost becomes to where we really don't need the players. The players just is kind of an and an also to the rest of the revenue that's generated, if that makes sense.
The NBA's business model is not going the direction they wanted to go. They whitewashed the league on purpose. Whereas the NBA was dominated by African American players, and it was because of our size, our strength, our speed, and our power. Now look at the league this year. You have Luka Doncic, which is leading the league, and I'm a Laker fan. Bro, this man is slow as molasses coming out of a tree at
bro,
Christmas time, bro.
bro.
And they can't seem to stop this man from scoring. Are you serious? Could you imagine? Could you imagine Michael Jordan? Could you imagine Kobe Bryant guarding this man? This man won't score a point. He's too
Oh, he
slow.
would never have the ball.
He,
He would
he's too
never
slow.
have the ball.
For a second. I need to step away. Take over for a second, okay? Just give me like 2 minutes.
Cool.
Man.
No problem. Yeah,
Go
bro,
ahead,
he would be a spot up shooter. He would be like he would not be the face of your team, bro. The guy with David Robinson and Tim Duncan and wouldn't have done nothing, bro. Bro, man, you can't. Bro, they have
Yep.
whitewashed this league.
So
Whitewashed
so
this league.
listen, they went to a model of scoring. So again, when it was the fan base was different. When we were the fan base, right? We going, we passionate. They weren't thinking about a global market. That was not the play. Now we are older and we're not going to the games and indulging in this product like we used to, and our kids are not either. Our kids could care less about the NBA. So now it's like Michael Jackson. I can't worry about America. I got to go overseas. This brand got to keep going. We're not going to slow down and stop. We're trying to double clientele pulling in. So where do we go? Well, it's only, we say roughly, and I'm just using solid numbers, 400 million here in America, right? In a 800 billion or 700 billion people planet, everybody else is everywhere else. So let's go out here and get this global money, not just the American money. And so now once we went global, when every time they went to play the USA or did the Cup or the Olympics or whatnot, they saw the potential. And then that integrated the way we wanted to do things right there. That was the integration when they started globally playing like it was the Olympics, but that was really the pull in. And slowly but surely, you know, you can't hate on some of these global players actually know how to play the game, actually are talking about the things, and they play in the way that you really want to see. You want to see the defense. You want to see the play. You want to see it be fair. And for the most part, those games are not exciting. They don't be exciting, but they be real games, right? Exciting to a basketball fan that wants to see a good game. But the NBA's product has changed. It went global. It is what it is. So it's not just for us. However, they need to tap in and I think get back to the old structured way of doing things because they are lax about business and management. To me, I see the NBA as poor management. That's what it looked like to me. But I digress.
Gotcha. Let me get this super chat. Shout out to Lennon Dallas. Whitewashed it to no viewership. I agree 100%. That's exactly what's going on. We just like Creative was saying, we basically have gone to the Euroball that they've been playing in the Olympics. And it's purposeful to bring in other players from other countries and to bring in viewership from other countries. But we have sacrificed what the NBA really used to be and what it really used to represent. We have done what the military did for a long time. We've lowered the standard to get into the NBA so that everybody can play. Not everybody getting the participation trophy, and it's a shame. It's a shame.
How many players you seen this year scored above 40, 50 points?
Yeah,
it's becoming. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even for the past few years, and that's supposed to be like a clickbait. Hey, he scored 40 points. He scored 50 points. He got the triple doubles all the time. He got the double doubles. You know, they really trying to find the face of the league. I'm looking at Luka like physically he could not handle being the face of the league. Now, if you just let him come out here and bust threes, you know, on you all the time, well, shit, yeah. I mean, everybody want to see that, and a bigger percentage of people want to see that.
It's not like Luka can't play basketball at all. What we're saying is like if you go back to the 80s and 90s, he's a spot up shooter. He comes off the bench. He's got a talent. He can shoot the ball. He's a spot up shooter, but he lacks the athleticism to keep up with the Vernon Maxwells of the world. He lacks the athleticism to keep up with the Kenny Jets and the KJ Johnsons of the world. Like, he wouldn't have been able to play with those guys. But in this league where 1 through 5 is shooting from beyond the arc and there's nothing down low,
oh no, he probably could have been on the Mavs. He could have probably been played with the Jazz back in the day. the Bullets.
Yeah, but in their 3 that comes in, he's not playing any defense, but he's gonna if he gets a wide open shot, he's pulling up. If he would have played with the Bulls in their run, he would have been the guy that was out beyond the arc, like Steve Kerr, like Hodges. That, hey, if you leave this guy open, he's gonna knock it down. He wouldn't space the floor.
He's got to build his own now. That's what. See, you was talking about people that we was probably talking about even when they was playing. Boy, if Kerr was just like, you know what I'm saying, Bird, he need to be a little taller. He need to be a little more. But he built his legacy, and so now here we can refer back to Kerr's legacy, which is rings. He stood out there. When he came in, we knew Steve Kerr was going to bust somebody's head. That was his whole reason for coming in. He's coming in to bust somebody's head. Well, nowadays, it's, you know, like when I see Luka, again, the way that they play, which is cool. I don't want to come out here and play basketball, and here you are, a Shaq giving me your whole forearm every time I come out here. That's what Iverson had to deal with. To me, I think they hindered him and my man that went to the Bulls. I can't even think his name right now. Got hurt all the time. His fucking coach when he was at New York kept putting his ass out there. I can't think his name.
Oh, you talking about Crawford?
No, not Crawford. He just retired. He got the billion.
Oh, you're talking about he came from Memphis. God,
I'm talking about the billionaire. I'm talking about the billionaire wife. The nigga played with the Bulls when he was hot with the Bulls. He never got no ring, but he was hot with the Bulls. I can't think of name. I'm not good at it, but I'm gonna move forward. But my point is there were a lot of that happening where the league was brutal. It was physical, and that physical presence dimmed the scoring that could have happened. Right, the greatness that could have happened. That Luka kind of being now, Luka ain't. I don't know why people say Luka don't play D, because he do, and I don't see why he say he don't play, because he really do. He's just not like he's not a dog about it. Yeah, he's not Rondo. You know what I'm saying? Or Kobe. I'm not expecting that out of him, but he do play. He does, create ball habits, and that's his style of the game. Like, the old guy with the belly comes on the court. And, man, he busts your head, and he's in there, and he's bumping, and he's doing. He just don't look it, and he's not moving traditionally. He don't look like a Jordan. He's not moving in a traditional way, and I think that's where the league maybe is possibly going. Now, he's not the best built. Look at Jokic. Jokic was a little guy. When he first came in, he was thin, tall, young guy.
Bring it back a little bit.
All right. Welcome back, sir.
Okay, there he is. But the
top.
league is changing, and we could either, again, we could offer our criticism for the change that's happening or keep relegating back to the past. We can refer to the history in the past to a degree, but it's moving forward.
Well, this is all about the change. This is how you get a Bam scoring 83 points, because of all of these changes. If you don't go to this Euro ball style, Bam doesn't eclipse 30. He just doesn't.
I agree. But at best, he would be a second string, third string backup center, dating his WNBA man-looking girlfriend.
Damn near what he was. Yeah, damn near what he was just a few years ago. He would be the Bam that he was. Now he's the Bam that he is. And they let it through for whatever reason. I think it was damage control. I think the NBA is coming. They coming into the playoffs. So we need to do some promo to say, hey, it's
the whitewashing of the league. Go ahead, brother.
I can buy I can buy it was a business move on the league's part to, let this man hit let this man hit 81 because viewership is down. We don't have heroes, right? We don't have heroes in the NBA.
Not even LeBron.
And yeah, not even LeBron. When LeBron mom got poked out, that was the end of her story. Yeah, I just think that the NBA needed something to go somewhere to run to.
The NBA did the same thing Hollywood did. It sold its soul for money. That's what it did. The soul of the NBA, the soul of the NBA was the Patrick Ewings of the world, the great centers, the great big men that let you know you ain't coming up in here doing no anything. Luka,
and they ankles and toes ain't worth a quarter.
Man, Jokic does not have a chance against the Patrick Ewing. He's irrelevant against a guy like that, bro. We had a guy like that, Montrose. Montrose played just like him. He was ineffective.
Hey, you talk about Dwight Howard, but he still can get out on that court.
Man, come on,
y'all
bro.
Talk about this play. I'm just saying, realistically. So I would think it would be in the league's best interest to make sure that it's more rougher because now these guys, if they hurt, they can't come out here to play, right? And if they can't play, they can't make no money. They can't make no money. We don't have to pay them.
But see,
I think it would be in their best interest, but that's not the case.
But see, that's the thing, that's the thing, right? When you look at guys like Kobe, you look at guys like who also had a strong work ethic. Magic didn't really have a strong work ethic, like Kareem, right? That's gonna play day in and day out. No days off, no low management. Like Dominique, right? Dominique, no low management. Bill Russell, right?
Yeah.
We have hold on, we have a super chat, Roger. Can you highlight it? London Dallas, 1984. A shout out to London Dollars for the $2 super chat. We really appreciate it. He says instead of more dollars, they make whole dollars.
Land is on it today, man. Land is on it today.
And if that was the case, they'd be extra slapping. So, you know what I'm saying? So they definitely ain't getting the right dollars. Is the point?
Yeah, this is egregious.
Like I said, like the NBA organization has its footprints and everything, right? It's winners and losers. Like during the time of Jordan, they propped Jordan up. David Stern made sure he did everything in his willpower to make sure that Michael would be the face of the NBA, right? He made sure that majority of the competition played in the West and not the East. And he made sure that things went his way.
Man, you can't discount. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Now look, it's a league.
I'm the host.
Yeah, you can't discount that man work.
No. Listen, I'm with him. I'm with him on this. Like you gotta understand what happened here.
Hold on. Let me finish, and then I'll
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So, at the end of the day, man, like Jordan had a lot of help to get him where he was because if you ask me, the best talent came out of Chicago was D Rose.
That's who I was trying to think of, D Rose.
I said that. You just didn't hear me.
I didn't hear you. That's my bad. But yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You gotta understand the total egregiousness of what happened with Bam. Every Jordan night now, because if you're a Kobe fan, you can say, hey, man, my guy scored 81. What'd your guy do? Now they can say, well, Bam scored 83. It don't mean nothing. They can say that now.
Substance, Black. You broke it down as a fan and a statistician, right? You still broke down the capacity. Kobe got rings, right? Kobe already had a successful career. He had already had the stats. And when you compare that, that's where even 100 years from now, I'm like, hey, something's really fishy here. This don't look right.
No,
Man,
no, because when it comes to like who's the best, who's the GOAT, right? You need more than championships. And now that Bam has 83, that takes away the significance of being a scorer, right?
yep,
81 is no longer that impressive. 100 is no longer that impressive. Because if a guy like Bam can do it, well, if then everybody can do it.
You can do it.
exactly, bro. It makes the 81 look cheap now.
Yeah,
It makes it look cheap.
I feel you. I feel you. I see where you're
If he
coming from. I do.
if he would have scored 100, bro, it come on, bro.
And then I come
Man,
into the league and I
come
score
on,
110, and I just
come
started in the league yesterday, and I score 110.
and you do this with a tanking team. You know how many times Kobe scored 50 plus and sat down in the fourth quarter because his team was up by double digits and it wasn't necessary? When he scored 60, he could have gone further. He sat down because it was no longer necessary.
So then who's the
That's
motivation? When Kobe had his motivation wasn't too far beyond, we talking Jordan. And I think that was that was the difference with Kobe. Kobe had so many people prior to him and still relatively within their prime even in the league, right? So these people you had access to. And these are rings. We talking rings. Even down to who's that? Wes and Bus. All these people were still. These guys nowadays don't really see the disconnect. That's what I'm saying. We get to talking about the older days. What I mean, it's never going to be the same because of how it was curated back in the day to now. Those people that held it are no longer here. The legacy and what they built is here, but you got other decision makers. And now it's going to be strictly about, shit, well, if I need $1 million a year, Black need $1 million a year, my mans need $1 million a year, and that's all that matters. This brand is already pumping. Let's just get this $1 million a year. That's all we really care about.
right.
And it gets diluted. The game gets diluted, which is what we talking about now. We're saying, hey, we
Yeah.
get y'all want to make money, but you cannot dilute the product. Don't dilute the product. It's A1 Yola. Keep it that way.
Yeah, and what made the game so great was Jordan, who saw Dr. J, stepped into his shoes and filled his shoes and went beyond it. Kobe saw Jordan. He stepped in, and it was like, how dare you try to fill the shoes of a man who has become the face of this league? But he stepped in and he filled those shoes, man. He stepped in and he did it. He had the audacity, he had the skill, he had the willpower and the work ethic to fill those shoes, man. And you got this fool coming here scoring 83 against a team that's tanking and helping him to score 83. You're supposed to sit your ass down when you see the other team is helping you. There's something wrong.
Hey, man, they don't have, again, it's about those numbers. And it may have been a situation, like I said, we don't know. It's obvious. Even the league didn't say, hey, you know what, put a pause on that. So it was obviously deliberate. None of the
Yes.
teams, even if they did, it came from a higher place and it was celebrated. So, you know,
Bro,
like what more?
they put they put people in jail for shit like this because it's like you're gambling. It's like you're gambling, bro. There was 280 something points, almost 300 points scored between these two teams. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, real people
There's
are
something
gambling.
wrong, bro.
Yeah, people are gambling. We are
There's
out
something
here
wrong.
really
You
betting on these teams. So if you feeling like with the fact, you know, I don't mean to get too, but when, you know, just real quick, the Blueface fight, and he made a comment. He said, "Nah, I don't even want to come back over here because you messing with the bets. I don't mind the fight. I don't mind the loss." I don't mind that. I do mind when you start messing with the bets, and it do get beyond. So I said you can't deliberately come out and let no team do that when you got people out here really, betting their livelihoods on these games, and you just
Well,
basically allow it like none of this stuff really matters. I need that million a year.
so hold
That's
on. I
crazy.
just want to say it was 150, like 126, something like that, or
Yes.
129.
Yes.
And the thing about it was like, and there's rumors going around, right, that Phil Jackson sat Kobe down when he hit 81 because he was like, don't do 100, don't touch that. There's rumors
Me
about that
as a better,
because Kobe had more time when he sat down from that 81. He still had a little bit of time left.
right?
Go for 100, but
They
then
do it all the time.
Phil was like, no,
Usually,
certain things are sacred, and see, and that's where my that's where the problem lies, right?
you
Like,
remember when the teams used to get in a fight when if you like kept like after we already lost, bro. Like you don't have to shoot threes or
exactly, and
you
that's
get up
another
there,
thing,
come back down, trying to
and
do dunks.
that's what I was going to hit at next, right? And see, here's the situation, right? Back in the day when you were up by 20, you sit your stars down because it was going to get a fight because it got disrespectful, right? Blowing me out by 50 points, it got disrespectful. So where was that? Where was that against
Yeah.
Washington versus the Heat? And this is why it has to be organized because normally players would fight. That's one reason why Kobe sat down. It was like, yo, you want to go for 70? We're up by 20 points, right? I can get injured. Somebody
That's
can
right.
hard foul me in the middle. So now I'm going to
You
sit
can't.
down.
You cannot deliberately show the lack of competitiveness. Is what I'm saying. That's what my
Yes.
problem right there. You cannot deliberately show the client, the people that purchases your product, right, and other products associated with this product. When you start talking about betting and things of that nature, the lack of competitiveness.
Yeah.
So
What am I betting on now?
All of the unwritten rules were broken. It looks
Yep,
like
I agree.
somebody was. It looks like somebody had put some money on the game for some odd
mhm.
reason. All of the competitive nature was gone. You're not supposed to foul a guy on the other team to help him score more points and to reserve time for him. Like every unwritten rule, every sacrament of basketball was broken in this one game. Nobody got suspended. What is? Oh my God!
That's why I said Jordan did
So
exactly what Jordan
this
was supposed to do. He's
this
never
game,
thumbed. He's
hold on,
never going to push back. My bad. Go
hold on.
ahead, brother.
This game is supposed to be investigated, and it would be a crime against humanity if this game is not investigated. The refs need to be investigated. The Washington Wizard needs to be investigated. Mother people need to be investigated. And see, that's the thing, right? And that goes to my other point. When Jordan stepped into Dr. J's shoes, he was welcome. But when Kobe came and dropped 33 on Jordan at 18, 19 years old, people in the uproar want to call him Shazam. Disrespect.
They just saw their legacy. They just saw. Okay, if he's like this is the trajectory of of the NBA, and it was.
Hey, man.
That was the trajectory of the NBA. They went young as they could. Because if he could do it and it's working, and several other ones, I think they had in before then. That was
Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was before
yeah.
him. All high
So it's
school.
and I think it was another one. Was it
Sonic.
Lynn?
He played for the Seattle Sonics. With
Was it
Gary Payton, Sean Kemp.
Lynn Bias? I think before he got. I don't know if he came in before
No, no, no.
he passed away.
Lynn Bias didn't. We went to like college, then NBA, I think, right?
Yeah, that's all, okay. He went to college. Yeah, it was straight from high school. This is the straight from high school moment.
High school was like Sean
That's a
Kemp.
threat. That's
Kevin
a
Garnett.
direct threat.
Yeah.
And I have another argument against this thing. Someone tell me that prime Shaquille O'Neal couldn't have scored 100 points if it was properly officiated.
Exactly.
Hey, Hackashat. That's all I'm gonna say
Nobody,
about that.
nobody could stop him, and you could
No one.
not defend him without literally fouling him. It was impossible.
And if you double team him, then you left somebody else open. That's gonna tear you up. That was when he was with Orlando or LA.
Yeah, well, because Penny went
When he was with LA, he had great hands. He could catch the ball. He was a great passer, and he was the ultimate finisher at the rim. And by the time he got to
Don't
LA,
get him
he had a
twisted. He'll
little bit
dribble
of a mid-range game.
He'll play point,
Yeah.
just playing around. You know what I'm saying? Shaq was that guy, man. Shaq was that guy. His
Yes,
big
he
old
was.
self come down there dribbling the ball with like the point. Oh man, that was exciting basketball, man. It was, man. Those guys really wanted to play ball. It was nothing like it is now.
If you're going to officiate the game against the most dominant player this game has ever seen to keep him under 80 points, how you going to let this second-rate off the bench player, he should have been off the bench player of our great eras, score 80-plus points?
Man, Bam should have came out the next day and did at least a triple-double. Golly.
The officiating has always kept the big men from scoring too many points. It always has. It's designed to do that.
That's directly that is literally.
Here's the thing, though. Here's
the tentacles of the league.
He's gonna. I promise you, he's gonna go from 81 back to just being 15,
10 points. Yeah.
He already did. He got 8 points. He just had games. 8 points, 3 rebounds, or some shit. Man, it was like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah. Like, see, that's the problem.
That's what I was telling Blau. Like, you talking capacity. So when you start speaking capacity, we can go back and look at the history of Kobe Bryant and what he's done, right? Even before that game and after that game, right? That's the capacity I'm talking about. And so that's why I said even 100 years from now, when we study the game of basketball, you're going to see a direct transition from Adam Silver to who was the previous commissioner? The little fat guy with the glasses. What was that? Yeah, David Stern, right? David Stern was tasked with a league that he had to build, right? He had to build this thing and really make it a business and tune guys up that were rough and rugged and you know what I mean, make them kind of get them to see a different way of life, to do things a little differently. Right? Now, Adam Silver is taxed with, and I just don't think right now he has the capacity, I'll be honest, to move this brand, maintain the brand, build it right now, but also put it in a position to win in the future. That's what I don't see. I don't see the win in the future. I see what you're trying to do, but I don't see anything solidified, if that makes sense.
The problem is this, two problems. Number one, you're trying to make the game go global. And basketball is really hard to go global. It's just really hard to go global, especially when you're comparing it to soccer. Because soccer, all you need is a ball. That is it. You can make a net on your own. All you need is a ball. That's literally all you need. And you know what I mean? Like poor countries, basketball is expensive. Other countries,
man.
Like, you know what I mean? They're just not into it. And then on top of that, you don't see yourself there, right? Because basketball heyday, right, is 90% black. From the 90s to the early 2000s, 90% black, and probably
still is relatively.
But what I'm saying is this: 99% of all your superstars were African American. Not even like Africa, like African American. Now the superstars are like all over the place. Wembanyama in France, Luka.
It's because of how the game is officiated. You can't touch anybody. Everything's a foul. So you can get tall, lightweight players that can go in there and play in the paint. When you can go in there and bang and no blood, no foul. No, Wembanyama wasn't playing all the minutes. No,
what's the big white boy on the Thunder? On the Thunder, even
Adams. Steve
yeah. Now
Adams.
Wemby's
Steve
cold.
Adams.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Even
I'm not
Wemby,
saying
I
he
like
doesn't.
Wemby.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a skill set, but Wimby is the epitome of Euroball. It is
Mm-hmm.
finesse, and it's non-physical, as little contact as possible basketball.
Yeah.
Just imagine Wimby in the late '80s, early '90s,
Oh
bro. This
no.
dude, this dude get
Hey,
10
when he
minutes
came in the
max.
league, I said, man, he gonna get broke up, bro.
Yeah.
But they
Hold on,
don't
hold on,
touch
hold
him,
on.
so
Let's get
it makes
let,
sense.
let's get Sims in here. Shout out Sims. How you doing, brother?
Hey,
Truck
what's up, fellas?
Sims.
How y'all doing? How y'all
Hey,
doing,
what's going
fellas?
on? Your opening statement, and the question is, should Jordan be trusted after he went against his guy Kobe and congratulating Bam?
Wait, should Jordan be who?
Trusted,
Um, honestly, I wouldn't say don't trust him,
my
but
man,
just
my
showing
man.
you just showing sportsmanship. Like, yo, congratulations on it. But I know behind closed doors, Jordan, like, yeah, that nigga ain't really do too much. Like, he shot like 50 foul shots or something like that.
Yeah, but
And
nobody asked that nigga to say congratulations.
no, it's just sportsmanship. You know what I mean? And you got y'all guys got to remember too. This is a business. It's what's best for business. It's not what's best for your feelings. It's what's best for business. And the third thing is America stopped playing basketball a while ago. Like you still have you have NBA stars literally talking about how horrible the fundamentals of basketball is with these kids coming through the you know what I mean, through the motions to get to the NBA. Those other people from other countries, they took that craft serious. We ain't really see real basketball played like, cause yeah, basketball is also, talent who could jump far, but it's also brain. You know what I mean? That's why Steve Nash was able to do right like he was doing, cause brain. You know what I mean? Also, so if you got talent, yeah, that's cool. But if you can outthink everybody, that's even iller. So he had both. You know what I mean? A guy like Joker, he's a you can't take nothing away from him. Black Reset said Eric Marshall played like Joker. Nigga, please, nigga, please. In no world. You talking about probably NBA Live after you built him up a little bit. But no, Joker.
You crazy, bro.
Oh,
Okay,
bro, this is opening. This is opening. Let him go. This is opening.
You gotta give Joker his props.
he's
Not the, I'm
assassinating my character up here.
not gonna say he's the fastest person
You,
the fastest big man we have ever seen. No, I'm not gonna say that. But the guy's his basketball IQ is great. It is great. Somebody that he might remind me of, but he's a little better, would be like a Vlade Divac or a Sabonis from the Port. I think that's his name, Sabonis from the Portland Trailblazers. Remember him coming through skating, but he was also like 40 years old when he got to the NBA. But I think with the NBA, us as Americans, we let the art of basketball go. Like we can still play ball, but the art of it is gone. Everybody want to shoot 3 pointers from the half court line, and it's just gone. And so these Euro dudes is able to come in and do whatever they want to do now. They able to get in as they
okay,
should.
let me read the super chat real quick. Are you done? My bad. Let me know when you're
Yeah,
done.
I'm done. I'm 2 minutes ago. I
Okay.
started.
Let me read the super chat really quickly, and then I'll give it to Great Black Reset to respond, and then we'll move over to Moses. Okay, Landon Dallas, 1985, $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it contributing to the show. By hamstring, the black players, they open the door for international market, just like the American job market. Not really. I don't understand where you're going with that. So if you can explain that a little bit, brother, that'd be cool. But Great Reset, the floor is yours. Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
Now,
Vlade Divac is a.
one second,
Go ahead.
one second. Now that we have more people on the panel, I'm going to start facilitating a little bit more. So I'll be handing people the mic one by one. So I'll be speaking less, about be facilitating more. So, do you want the mic or you want to pass it?
I'll take the bike. I think
Okay.
Vlade Divac is
Of
a
course
very
he's
good
gonna take the mic.
comparison to Joker. You know, mute him. No, he's a very good comparison to Jokic. I'm not taking anything away from Jokic's game. He's a very skilled player. What I'm saying is, I use him as proof that we have gone to the point where Vlade Divac and Sergio Simonis are now the dominant players because of how the game is legislated. If you bring in a Shaq, if you bring in a Ewing type player now, they don't even fit in the league. They come off of the bench because they're fouling out because they're too physical for these guys. If you put a physical guy in the game on Wembyama, which is what you're supposed to do, because I can push him out the paint myself. He's lightweight. They're gonna foul you out. They have sold the soul of this league to the Europeans. Hey, shout out to the Europeans for taking advantage of it. But that's what has happened. They've taken the blackface off of it. It's a European league now. They've whitewashed it, and I hope they get what they deserve, man. In the league tanks, man. We need another league.
All right. So let me head over to Moses starring Batman. The floor is yours. 2-minute opening.
All right, what's up, good people?
Salute.
I'm
The
not
top
gonna have a long.
points.
Yeah.
Son of legacy.
All right, I'm not gonna have a long opening statement, but I will say this: I'm not upset with Bam, particularly for breaking Kobe Bryant's record. I'm more upset at how
Okay.
in such an insignificant game, in the circumstances that even willed that breaking of his record to existence to begin with. It makes me question the mindset of a lot of young athletes today, particularly in professional sports as a whole. But given the subject matter, we'll just stick with the NBA. His mindset had to be so selfish in order for him to even think about breaking Kobe Bryant's record, his idol, by the way, his self-proclaimed idol. For him to break his record in such an insignificant game under those circumstances, it's just outright disrespect. So when I say that I'm not mad at him breaking the record per se. If that would have been, a playoff game or a close game, even really, where that effort made a significant difference for the organization and thrusted them into a potential championship, I would have accepted breaking Kobe Bryant's record under those circumstances. But given the circumstances and the meaninglessness of that game, that's just outright disrespectful in my opinion. And also respect.
Okay, I agree with that. So now I want to ask the panel. I want to ask everybody on the panel a question because Sim said something that was really interesting to me. Was Bam 83 good business for the NBA? Creator, we'll start with you. Was Bam scoring 83 good for the NBA? Creator, going once, going twice. Okay, your turn.
Hey, man, I think it's bad for business. I think it's bad because of how it was done. I think it's bad because you had a team that was tanking. Who he done it against? It's bad for business because it was a blowout, and it's bad for business because the tanking team helped him to score these points, man. And it's the worst possible thing happened is you have given the Jordan Knights ammunition to say that 81 points don't mean as much as it should.
Hey, slow down, Black Reset. Slow down, man.
Hold on, let him go. Everybody will get this.
I'm done. I'm done. The Jordan Knight coming out of him. You hit $100 holler.
Your turn, Sims. You got it. Please explain to me why you think it was good for business.
it was all right. In the regular world, it wouldn't have been good for business, but in this world, it is. And you know why? Because we have become.
Hello? Does anybody hear him?
Sorry about that. My fault. You can
Okay.
hear
He,
me.
he, he
Yeah, I can
wasn't
hear you.
saying that. That's why his mic went out. He wasn't saying that.
We let the he literally let the we let the bar for basketball drop. When people was having arguments about when LeBron and them got that chip in the bubble and only played half a season, and people counted that as a ring, that set the bar for everything else to be low. I wouldn't think it was good business any time before that, but now, hey, it is what it is. Now, you guys said something that was very important when y'all was like, well, Kobe did that in the time. Kobe actually pulled the team with him, and he still got the 80, and it was a significant game. When you put those things in there, you'll shut that whole damn argument down. And if a person can't understand that, then sometimes you just gotta realize when you ain't even supposed to be talking to somebody about something. You know what I mean? You gotta be that. But yeah, it's good for business, man. As long as it's gonna keep people tuning in, buying jerseys, coming to games, buying popcorn and beers, and paying $15,000 to sit in the front of the goddamn court so they could be seen on TNT. It is what it is. Let's get this money.
Okay. Moses, go to you. Same thing. I disagree with you, Sims, but because viewership is down. But anyway, Moses, go to you, and then I'm going to read the second part of Landon's chat, and then I'm going to go to J Dub. So, is was it good for business?
No,
That's it. Just no.
that's it. Just no.
Okay, cool. All right. So Landon earlier posted by hamstringing the black players, they open the door for international market, just like the American job market. So his explanation is they changed the rules to stop the black players. This is you get all these immigrant players. Okay, so he's saying that uh the NBA is blocking black players because we know that one of the ways out of poverty is through sports and education for black people. So he's saying that they're hamstringing black players to get immigrant players, which now blocks off, even though it's less than 1% of people that make it to the NBA, they're blocking away of wealth for NBA players. So Jado, welcome to the panel. Your opening statement.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hope y'all doing well. Salute to the chat, salute to replay gang. Man, I'm being frank as far as me, man. I've lost almost all, but most of my interest in the NBA quite some time ago. I'll probably say in the early 2010s or in the teens somewhere. That's probably where it really, really, really dropped off. But I still keep up with it somewhat, And I'm one of the biggest. I was one of the biggest Jordan fans ever. You know what I mean? But I kind of look at things a little differently. As an older man right now, middle aged man. But I think the NBA is just grasping at straws, trying to catch lightning in a bottle again. And they've been doing it since Jordan retired the last time. Well, I think I'll say Kobe, even Kobe, when he retired, they're trying to grasp at straws to recapture that, and I don't know if it's even possible at all. So they will do. I think they will go to great lengths to try to recapture that or whatever. And I think this was another attempt at it. And whether it's a good or bad attempt at it, I guess it depends on your perspective. People are talking about it, So I guess it's more publicity. But in the pure meritocracy of the game, absolutely, it's not good. But the fact that people are talking about it, it is good. And man, I kind of look at the NBA. This is just me personally, I kind of look at the NBA as analogous to the FBA community in the U.S., man.
Mhm.
I think it's on the downturn as a whole. You're seeing a lot of these players. You used to see a lot of all black players. Now it's a lot of mixed, curly headed guys coming in. You got foreigners coming in, and a lot of the American born black players. I don't know. I think they're going to be shifted out, or they're going to be out of here. And quite frankly, this is my last thing. I think some of that is on us too, to where we kind of go towards a more flash and less substance culture to where I don't want to shit on and one or whatever, but it's more of a flashy style. Let me put my shots up and play hero ball and not having any substance behind it. You know what I mean? And actually really trying to develop your game. So I'll end right there. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, no problem. So, fun fact, by the way, and one was started by white boys. I went to college with him. He went to Morton. And one was started by two white boys. So, okay. But thank you for your opening speech. That was a great opening speech, opening segment. So now let's move into what I have a question. I have a couple questions for the panel. And most of you guys are Jordan guys, right? Most of you say that Jordan is the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
press me on it. Don't press me.
No. It's okay. You've already showed your colors, bro. You already showed your colors. Yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I have some questions for you, Jordan people. So since Bam has scored 83, the second in history, does this make Bam a better scorer than Jordan? Why or why not?
Well, we
Let's
already
go
know.
Never,
creator. Let's go creator. Let's go
never,
creator.
never, and there'll be no. It ain't no reasons for no why or why not. Ain't nothing
Well, I
out
mean,
of that.
Jordan never scored 83.
It ain't never because again the context, just the context. The capacity. Like I'm gonna go right back to that capacity. You don't have the capacity to be me. You don't have a capacity to do what I do. We had to literally put you in a wheelchair and wheelchair you to 83. And they had to wheelchair me to know 83, and it was really handicapped, meaning I had to go through some serious hurdles to get to what I did. So yeah, it's just no comparison at all.
Okay.
I'm not going out to buy no Bam out of bios. I don't know what they look like, but I don't see them lined up racing to go grab them right now.
Okay. Black Reset. What say you? Jordan never scored 83 points. Jordan is not even
As
on the leaderboard for most
as a
scored points.
Laker fan, I'm offended by this game. I'm offended that this question even approaches talking about Jordan. We should be asking, does this make him greater than Kobe? Hell no. Hell no. This man ain't gonna never score more than 50 points again in his life. No, man. He was propped up to do this, man. No, I'm gonna land my plane. I'm finna lose it.
Sims.
Hot sauce, don't be asking me no silly ass questions.
No,
Let me
it's
pass
not.
this goddamn table.
It's a legitimate question, bro.
Oh, you
It is a
crazy.
legitimate question.
Nah, you know
Jordan
damn
said,
well.
"Congratulations to the nigga too." So it's a legitimate
You know
question.
damn well that don't. Come on now.
And my answer is yes. Bam is a better scorer than Jordan, in my opinion.
All right.
Moses, what do you
Speak
say?
up for your opinion.
Yeah,
What you think?
that's a very silly question, if you ask me. Okay.
Well,
Bam
Jordan never.
being a greater scorer than Jordan. The
Yep.
biggest difference between Bam and Jordan is that Jordan scored when it mattered. And Jordan scored the Bulls to 6 championships and went 6 for 6 in those championships. Bam is breaking
Well, I'm not. We're not talking championship. I'm just saying like scoring wise, like because Jordan never scored 80
once
points.
again, once again. Jordan scored when it mattered, and his scoring led a Bulls organization to 6 championships. So who's the greater scorer? Someone who scores 83 points in an insignificant game and threatens to bring one of the NBA's most prized possessions legacy down a bit, or someone who scored when it mattered and left the NBA an even greater legacy? That's the question I would pose today.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Jada,
land my
what say
plane there.
you? Jada, what say you?
No, he's absolutely not a better scorer than Jordan, as everyone here knows. Yeah, consistency matters. The greater body of work. Uh, Almost these guys have I'll say a good number of the guys in the NBA have the talent if you tweak a lot of the conditions, which they did with this particular game that we're talking about. If you tweak a lot of these conditions, a lot of them can put up a lot of big numbers on one night. But to do it over a career in a higher stakes games, that's a whole different story.
Okay. Okay. Well, gentlemen, we're going to wrap up soon because I think we're at the end of the segment. Let me get everybody's, I guess, closing remarks, and then we're gonna close out the show. Creator, you have any closing remarks?
Make America player again.
Okay. Uru.
I'm ashamed of the Heat organization. I'm ashamed of the Wizards organization for allowing this to happen. They set up every possible scenario for this guy to score these points. It is egregious what happened. This was not earned, it was set up.
Okay. Sims.
I hate to say it, but everything Black Reset said, I gotta agree with that. Can you let Roger know to take that off for the show for the playback though? I don't want nobody to have the shit documented.
Okay.
Don't tell nobody.
Moses or Batman, what say you? Okay. Jado, what say you? Closing remarks?
I'll just say, man, this isn't about meritocracy and pure competition. It's a business, it's entertainment, man. So you guys take with it what you want, but it's entertainment, it's a business. And I'll end right there.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That's our show for the day. 83 points. Salt on Kobe's legacy. So I guess at the end. Oh, I'm sorry. I got one final question. Despite it being 81 points, do you put this 83 points over Kobe's 81 points? Let's start with Jado.
Absolutely not.
Moses.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay. Shark Sims.
Nah, you cannot. Definitely can't.
Okay. So Uru.
This gets the same asterisk as Sammy Sosa's batting title. Absolutely not.
This is why I don't like him.
Stop, man. Stop.
Everybody said
like
no.
We're talking basketball here, man.
See, this is why I don't like him. Everybody said no, and he's gonna give it an asterisk so it can count. Does it count or not?
No, it does. It does not count. It does not count.
Creator.
Never.
Okay, fantastic. There you have it, folks. And even though they're Jordan fans, I'm so proud of these guys. 83 points has never happened. We're gonna forget about it. Kobe still holds the record of the second greatest. And you let them know that you heard it here first at the Roger Report. 83 points never happened. All right. I'm hot sauce and calling from the brothels in Mumbai, India. Y'all have a good day and stay away from the exercise. And that's a wrap.